Hello and welcome to a quick, unedited, basic tactics tutorial from me, Shadow. For Herat, this will just give you a couple things you can do here and there, spice things up. So yeah, first we'll be starting with CT side on B site. So over here on B site, you've got your main positions. You've got Heaven up here, which allows you to have a pretty nice fight if they decide to try and get you from that ramp back there. It allows them to mostly clear towards this side of sight, get a good line of sight on the right side of sight, so you can prevent them from getting there and have an advantageous fight with them. Second position is, of course, over here, wheelbarrow. You can play from up on top, or you could play from below it. Doesn't really matter, it's still the same position, this just gives you a little bit of a height difference. Third position, barrels. Good position, trying to keep them from moving up the walkway over there. Fourth position, dumpster, crouch behind it, get some good cover, but you have really nowhere to go after that. It's a one-off position. If you get stuck, you're kind of screwed, because they can hide behind that wall back there. If you try and just flash off and run, they're going to pop out, pew 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 pew, and you're dead. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5, we have spools. Spools is helpful for, like, if you want to play it late game, cover the cross, work with a teammate that's right there. You cover his cross, he covers yours. You know, they can clear him out from the left side, though. So, it just all depends on how that works. Spool, you can't really buckle down in here. Like, they won't have to wide clear it because these are climbable, so they can just jump up here, clear that, and they'll have you. So spool is a position that you actually have to take an active fight. You can't hide, buckle down. You'd have to hope that they decide not to clear it. Another great position that is a little bit of a secret of mine. You just gotta get it right. You gotta climb up onto here, and then you've got a nice one-off head peek position onto long, which is just easily countered. If they double peek you, you're kind of dead. You have nowhere to go. If they just go a little bit wider, they can see your full body and you're standing out in the middle of the open. But it's a good way to get your opponent off guard. You could try and stand in this corner too, but this won't really do anything. This is good for tees. You know, if they planted the bomb, they could hide in this corner. Right. That's all the positions for the actual site. Except, you know, there's this corner over here, which, you know, doesn't do much at all since they can clear you out from right there. Then you've got, of course, these two positions. You can play from here. You know they're coming out that wall. Just wait for them to cross. Of course, you're completely open to being attacked from this wall right here if they push you. This one, complete opposite, able to just hold from this angle. It's, again, like, if you have control of CT mid-con, then you should be fine. But if they take control of mid-con, you're kind of clenched in between them, and you have nowhere to go. So you'll have to literally hope that your site guy can hold them off, and you have to go back over here and help retake CT mid-con control. Alright. Now time for some of the plays I like. So, timing on this map allows for CTs to be at this position, and Ts to be back at this position right here at about the same time. Which means if you were to continue running, you'd meet about this point right there. So what CTs can do, you take a flash, see that black thing there? You bounce it off, flashes them, and you can get into underpass. You can hold from here. You can just try and hold off a horde if you want, but underpass is a really big part of T's trying to take mid control. So if you get into underpass, they don't see you if they don't call it. Like, if they don't send anyone to A, you can climb up here, have your mid guy, like, just distract them a bit, flash them. You can get behind here, flash, and they're dead. So then CTs can take quick mid control if T's do not play this correctly on B long. Did I call this A long? Ugh. Alright. As well as, of course, if T's are, you know, unable to, CTs can also just push through and also hold this position. But there is something up there. There's a ramp. It's not active yet, but it's supposed to spot someone going into underpass. Because then T's could call the guy going underpass. There's a little ramp behind the box over there. They can't kill them. They can only see the top of their head. So yeah. Then there's the spool here. Play it. Love it. Take a little tour through here. CT is going through T-spawn. Just like the map of Dust 2, is not very helpful. Like, it allows them to go to mid relatively quickly, but it'd be preferred just to go to underpass. Because you can come up behind them, you know, like, they'd be stuck. They'd be completely stuck if you guys had 3 guys, one guy come behind them, one guy at mid, one guy underpass. So, leaving one guy mid and just rushing A is going to really get you killed. Because B-long is very important for mid control. Now let's go talk about A site, which is designed to prevent any sort of rush, any sort of anything like that. So there's a lot of positions on this site, just depending on how you guys want to work together to play it. It's a 2-man site. You can play 1-man connector if you like. If you could play 2-man mid, 2-man A site, 1-man at B. Like, that's... You have a lot of options on this map. You could play 1-man on site here to prevent the rush. Like, if he was playing right here, he'd be able to stop the rush pretty effectively. One guy could get stuck in that corner. He's got a nice, like, relative head peak position. And they can flash over this guy, like, because the flash usually will land around right there in the sky. So they could flash this guy temporarily and try and rush in. But this guy can just easily, like, toss a flash out, sit behind this pillar, and just nail anyone that comes through that door. So it's a good anti-rush position. There's also, of course, the initial anti-rush position over here with the wooden crates. They're not pennable. Takes that first fight. Could lose the fight, but, you know, that's just how things go sometimes. Sometimes you can overwhelm an anti-rush position. This guy can get flashed off the same, but he can get pretty much full flashed from on the other side of the wall. Toss flash, lands right above him. He's blind. They just flash out here. He's blind still. You push through, shoot him in the head. He's done. And you can play just sandbags right here if you want. Just sit there. You can play right here, crouching. You can't move very fast, and it covers only about half your body, so you won't be in a good position to move if they decide to flash. You can play back here to watch connector. If you guys lose that, you can play site to watch connector, or you could get easily shot from the A main, but, you know, that's just how things go. Then you've got tires over here. Just sit in the corner, you know, wait it out. Hopefully they don't check this corner, which most of the time I'm assuming they will. Like, you could work with your teammate over there. Just, he flashes in, you go in, pull back, he flashes again, you try and get back to his head peak position. You know, just, it's all about teamwork on this site. It's all about CT teamwork. And T's, if they want to take a tip from this, it's literally just send 3 guys down here, send 3 guys down this spiral staircase here, clear your corners, you know, make sure if you hear a guy is at mid, he's usually going to be behind these sandbags here, should be able to clear behind him. The guy on site is responsible for helping out this guy, telling him that he hears footsteps, if he hears flashbangs, if he hears whatever, then it's his responsibility to let this guy know so he can get back to site and they can try and hold it. Because at that point, T's can take control mid. If they don't have underpass, though, then it's still stuck to a 2-2 fight where a CT could easily be right there and a CT could be in the right side of hallway there. Like, it could just result in... It doesn't give T's full mid control, just gives them half. Alright? Alright. More positions, you know, just behind these pillars. You know, playing late round, waiting for them, working with your guy back here at the door. These doors are full pen, though, so it's not usually a good position to play, because once you go behind the door, you get shot, and then you get pissed. Alright, so then over here, you got window. Window is helpful for a retake position, usually, because then you can get some... If view the site, because usually there's going to be a T right back there, because that's a very popular position to play since it's a relative near head peak angle. You can clear out left, like part left of the site, and you can support your teammates with util, like just bounce it off that wall, or throw your gun, because you know that's how it works. You just smoke off the connector there, and then they can't have anyone covering them from connector. Oh, didn't go out the window. So then you could just drop out, clear, clear, clear. You know, moving along, get across the site. It's one smoke covers 2 points. It's really easy. Alright. And now mid, which literally is the result of these connectors. Like, it's always a fight of balance here. Who can get the most entrances into mid? Because what T's want, ideally, is to have underpass and this side. Since they can get to that point relatively easily, then they can have 3 guys pincering mid. Right? So then, over here, you know, CTs, they don't have much cover in mid. Like, they can play back here, watch the underpass if they've lost it. They can go over here, use the cracks, try and tell where they are. You know, they've got plenty of space, so they could take a longer peek if they'd like. Just, you know, like that. Of course, they can get shot through that door, so it's not ideal to do that. Most of CT's work is going to be from the A connector. So, yeah. That's pretty much it for now. Just quick tips and tricks and all that jazz. You know, if you can take a few things out of it, that's great for you. If my incessant rambling has flown over your head, then, you know, good luck. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace.